Okay, back with Demon of the Week, and today I'm going to actually talk about Satan. Now, I've spoken about Satan in a variety of different places on this channel, so go to the search bar, just search for Satan. There's several videos that have actually brought up the topic of Satan and Satanism. But obviously, being the this particular series being Daemon of the Week, I am going to include Satan. I did include Lucifer, and I've spoken a lot about Lucifer in the past. So this probably isn't going to be a really, really in-depth look. That would be, as I said, if you do search through the channel, you're going to find different inclusions, different interpretations, different viewpoints about Satanism. And this is going to be more of a look, just a general kind of look for this particular series. All right, so let's get into that one. I'm Lee W. Johnson. Don't forget to subscribe or get more on Patreon. So the figure of Satan is one of the most complex and misunderstood in the entirety of religious history. Often associated with evil, rebellion, and temptation, Satan's portrayal varies dramatically across different cultures, religions, and spiritual practices. The name Satan is derived from the Hebrew word Satan, which means adversary or accuser. In the Hebrew Bible, Satan is not a proper name, but a title given to various beings who oppose or challenge humans or God. The figure of Satan appears in several Old Testament texts, such as in the book of Job, where Satan functions as a member of the divine council, questioning the piety of Job. In this context, Satan is not an inherently evil figure, but rather a servant of God, whose role is to test human virtue. Over time, the concept of Satan evolved. During the intertestamental period, when Jewish thought was influenced by Persian and Hellenistic ideas, Satan began to be seen as a more personalized and malevolent figure. This period marked the beginning of the association of Satan with a specific evil entity, a force in opposition to God. However, it is crucial to note that this shift did not yet equate Satan with the devil as understood in later Christian theology. The title Satan encapsulates the role of an adversary or one who opposes. In the biblical context, this opposition is not necessarily rooted in evil, but in fulfilling a specific function within the divine order. The term can be applied to both human and divine beings who act as adversaries in different scenarios. For instance, in the book of Numbers, verse 22, chapter 22, an angel is described as standing as a Satan against Balaam, blocking his path. Here, the term is used to describe a divine agent carrying out God's will by opposing Balaam's journey. The usage highlights the idea that being a Satan does not imply inherent evil, but rather the role of an opposer or challenger. Now, the modern Christian conception of Satan, or rather Satan, as we're progressing into the Christian conception now, as the embodiment of all evil and ruler of hell and eternal enemy of God, is a construct that emerged primarily through the development of Christian theology. Early Christian writers, influenced by Jewish apocalyptic literature, Greco-Roman mythology, and the dualistic philosophies of the time, began to depict Satan as a fallen angel, a being who rebelled against God and was cast out of heaven. By the Middle Ages, this figure had fully transformed into the devil, a singular malevolent being responsible for all sin and suffering in the world. The Christian Church played a significant role in shaping this narrative, using the fear of Satan to enforce moral behavior and justify persecution, particularly during during events like the Inquisition and the witch hunts. This version of Satan became deeply entrenched in the Western imagination, overshadowing earlier and more nuanced understandings. This figure got equated with names and titles such as Lucifer, Azazel, Shamyaza, Belial, Beelzebub. However, every pagan deity in the broadest sense was considered to be this entity called Satan. In the world of the occult, the figure of Satan is often reclaimed and reinterpreted. Within various modern occult practices, Satan is seen as a symbol of individualism, freedom, and rebellion against oppressive structures. However, no matter whether this Satan is viewed as an entity, an archetype, or an idea, it is more often than not the Christian Satan that a Satanist will be focused on. For example, in Satanism, particularly as articulated by the Church of Satan, founded by Anton LaVey in 1966, Satan is not worshipped as a deity, but is instead a symbol of personal empowerment, carnal nature, and defiance against arbitrary authority. LaVeyan Satanism emphasizes self-determination, individualism, and rational self-interest, using the figure of Satan as a metaphor for the human instinct to challenge and question societal norms. It is the Christianized Western world that the challenge is made against, and therefore the Christian Satan versus the Christian God. In other occult traditions, such as certain forms of modern demonolatry, Satan may be seen as a powerful spiritual force or an archetype representing the darker aspects of the human psyche. Here, Satan is not a figure to be feared, but rather understood and integrated as part of a holistic spiritual practice. This approach often involves exploring the shadow self, embracing one's inner darkness, and using it as a source of strength and transformation. To others in the arena of demonolatry, the figure of Satan is considered to be the element of spirit or ether, which is then equated with the all in the elemental sense. My own interpretation is that the Satan or the Satan in a person's magical practice is the person themselves, because they are the adversary. They are the ones creating and shaping their own reality, quite often in opposition to what society has suggested it should be. All right, so that's just a quick look at Satan or Satan from different viewpoints and the historical evolution of this title. Okay, and that's it for this week, and I'll see you next time. Cheers for now. Bye bye.